Hi, welcome back to On the Daily. In this episode, I'm discussing the difference between New Year's intentions and New Year's resolution. Because energetically, there is a big difference. And if you've been feeling, I don't know, like not with the pack this New Year's or not really ready to sprint yet, then this episode is definitely for you because I think I have the reason why. Hey, friend. Welcome to On the Daily. I'm your host, Danielle McCleary, and I am a quantum business coach. I'm the host of this podcast. I'm a multi-six-figure entrepreneur, co-founder and president of Hype You Media, and CEO of Danielle on the Daily Coaching. What I'm really interested in is helping you live a life and have a business that is a full body yes. So through all of my education and all of my experience, I'm bringing you 2 episodes a week where I will guide you and give you the tools necessary to scale a massive, sustainable, and sexy business using your intuition, wealth energetics, and human design. What we can call it is business biohacking. So if you're down for that, then I say let's frickin' go. I'm so glad you're here. Before we go into this episode, I have to remind you that today is the last day to join me inside of The Reckoning. The Reckoning is my personal power and leadership program. Really teaches you how to go kind of beneath the surface with a lot of these like patterns and loops and traumas that you have stayed stuck with. We go below so you can actually take your power back in 2024 and really step into that bigger, elevated, more rich, more wealthy, more happy, more loving, more everything version of yourself. The vibe is personal power. And that's what this course is about. And today is the last day to join us. It started on Monday. You haven't missed a lot, but it is the last day to join and the doors are going to close. And this is the last time I'm running this program live. So if you want the live calls, the live Q&As, the hot seat coaching, the ability to ask your questions and get them answered with personalized support, then this is going to be the last time you have the opportunity to do that with The Reckoning, because it is becoming a fully evergreen self-paced course after this round. If you want to know more about this course, go ahead and click the link in our show notes, or you can come and DM me Reckoning on Instagram at Danielle_on-the-daily. So I was real silly and I said that today was our 300th episode, but it's not. Today is actually our 299th episode, and Tuesday's episode will be our 300th episode. So I'm excited that you're excited, and we have one more day to wait. I do have something really big and fun planned for the 300th episode, but it is the next episode. So I know in last episode, I was like, come back on Friday. You're going to have to come back on Tuesday because today is our 299th. Here we are. Okay. So intentions versus resolutions. So I think every year we get to, I mean, you all know it, right? Like you get to this point of like December where you're like New Year's resolutions for 2024. And then you make this list of all the things you're going to do. And it's like, I'm going to drink lemon water and I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to read more and I'm going to cook bread and I'm going to read fiction, X, Y, and Z. And a lot of people will do it for about a week, 2 weeks, 3, maybe 4. And then by February, it's completely gone like down the toilet. I think there's a reason for that. And a lot of it has to do with kind of this hierarchy of needs that we have, which is, you know, it starts at like our environmental needs, our truths, our beliefs, our capabilities, leading all the way up to like our identity. And then beyond that is like higher self, which we don't really get to control. So a lot of people will work from the bottom up. So like, let's say my goal is like, I'm going to lose weight in 2020, because that's always a big one. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to get back into the gym. So what they do is they go, I'm going to lose weight. And so January 1st, they like change their environment, right? They get rid of all the sugar, all the crap in the house. They like, you know, go to the grocery store and buy only healthy food. Great. You've changed your environment. That's awesome. So now like you have to change like your attitude and like the way that you feel. So they usually will go and buy new gym clothes, or they'll get a gym membership or whatever else you do. And then they think that by getting new gym clothes and like having only clean food in the house and by having a gym membership, that's going to make them more capable of achieving their goal, which is to lose weight. And if they're more capable, they think their beliefs will change and their truths will change and their values system will change. And then ultimately by default, their identity will change and they will become a person who carries less weight. Now, this is like an obvious, but I think the fact that we hang our worth on like a number on a scale or like what our bodies look like is ridiculous. However, That is a big one for a lot of people. And I'm all for people feeling the healthiest version of themselves, whatever that means, right? I don't think it's a number. I think it's a feeling. All that being said, the problem with it is a lot of people they have not identified, they have not changed the identity first. And in order for the hierarchy of needs to actually work, you actually have to like flip it upside down so that you're actually starting with identity. And then by changing your identity, then your values and your beliefs and your truth changes. And then when that changes, then obviously you're capable of different things because your truth is different. And obviously, if you're capable of different things, then your environment and how you act and what you wear and the choices that you make are going to change. And it's a lot easier to maintain resolutions when we change identity first, but we're not taught to do that. That's a whole different episode for a whole other day. However, think about that. If you are really into resolutions, maybe think of changing the identity first and actually just like being the person who is the healthiest version of you. Instead of trying to become that, change that first and then see what's possible, right? So like if I want to make $1 million in 2024, I'm not going to just like buy a new planner and like get a finance advisor and then like hopefully that'll make me a millionaire. No, I'm going to believe that I'm a millionaire now. I'm going to think like the millionaire version of Danielle thinks. And the millionaire version of Danielle, she has certain goals and values and things that she believes in and boundaries that she has, and she values her time in a different way. So like that's going to happen. And then when I value my time in a different way, I'm going to be more capable of like honoring certain commitments and releasing certain things from my life. So it's a lot easier to stick to it when you change the identity first. That's the first point I want to make. Second of all, maybe it's not even resolutions that you need. Okay. So the thing about resolutions are a left brain activity. They're a very masculine thing. And when we set a resolution, what we are saying is, this is something bad or something wrong that needs to be fixed. And it's kind of a pass fail. So I'm either going to make $1 million in 2024 or I'm not. I'm going to lose weight or I'm not. I'm going to move to Bali or I'm not. There's no like in between. It's a pass fail situation. Now, intentions, on the other hand, so an intention is a right brain activity. It's a very feminine energy and it comes from our intuition. So intentions are usually based on our values. They involve our intuition and they involve our emotional bodies. So they serve more as a compass, a North Star, if you will. I did a intention setting retreat at my favorite yoga studio here in Austin, and we talked a lot about this in that day. And it just made so many things come to fruition because I think a lot of people put a lot of pressure on themselves to develop resolutions, but it's a very pass fail. And so you kind of keep your body in this like state of fight or flight all the time because you're either going to do it or you're not. And then you're going to put all this pressure on yourself to make it happen, which like, do you need to be putting that much pressure on yourself? Or actually, can we focus more on the intentions? So instead of like, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, I have the intention to follow my truth. I have the intention to play. My intention for 2024 is more play. That's not a pass fail. It's very led by my intuition. I want to play more, which means I'm going to have more hobbies, which means I'm going to probably say no more because I'm going to need to reserve more time for play, right? I have the intention of losing myself in fiction books. It's not a pass fail. I can't like, it's not like I'm going to read 100 books this year because that's pass fail. It's I'm going to lose myself in fiction this year. My intention is to be the healthiest version of me. That's not a pass fail. It's guided by my intuition. And so maybe perspective shift, maybe if you're going into 2024 and it's now like it's January 5th and you're like, ugh, I made that vision board or I made that resolution list and I just like feel so unmotivated to make it happen. Maybe the perspective shift that you can make is, am I putting too much pressure on myself to have resolutions where I can actually have intentions instead? Am I trying so hard to move right now when what my intuition is actually calling for is pause? Remember in the last episode, we talked about it's a dead of winter right now, right? We are in hibernation season in terms of like our planet. The trees are dead, the grass is dormant, the animals are hibernating, there are no flowers. It's cold, it gets dark early. We're kind of in the dead of winter. And so, energetically, we share that because energetically, we are all connected. Everything on this planet is connected. And so, when spring hits, that's really when you're going to start to see new life, new animals, new flowers, new seeds sprouting. And I think it's okay if these first few months of the year are more focused on your intentions. And then all of these little resolutions you make, they can be the lower stakes stuff. So, like things that, like, if they fail, you're not going to like beat yourself up over, or it's not an all or nothing thing. They're more the little action that you're going to take, because obviously a resolution is a very masculine thing and intention is a very feminine thing. I do think you need both. I don't think you can just have intentions with no action, just like I don't think you can have all action without really focusing on your intuition. And so maybe perspective shift could be that you're going to put more emphasis on letting your intuition lead you with intention. And then you're going to set up masculine resolution action to assist your intuition in leading the way. The feminine cannot lead without masculine strategy and action. I don't think you can have intentions that work or that you follow through with unless they're backed up by certain actions. But I think we put too much emphasis on the action. And that's why we have so many people that are like over it when it comes to February, and they just feel so down on themselves. I know I don't force things January and February. I have really big goals this year, like really, really big goals. And I'm not trying to force anything now, because I know that like come May, I'm going to be on fire. And for now, I'm allowing myself to just set intention to pause, to rest, to be soft, to play more, to get lost in fiction more. These are things that I'm doing. And I know that by setting up like little actionable steps, I'm going to get there. I hope this helps. I hope this is helpful. Maybe 2024 is the year we don't put a lot of pressure. We don't put so much pressure on ourselves to be perfect or to be finite or to have everything be so absolute. Maybe 2024 is actually the year that we decide that that status quo is no longer serving us, and it hasn't ever really served us, but we went along with it because we thought we had to, and we no longer feel that way. Maybe that's what happens in 2024. That's what I hope happens in 2024. Okay. If you want to join the reckoning, click the link in the show notes. We'll be back on Tuesday for real this time with our 300th episode. And there is a little gift for you with that episode. So make sure that you come back, share this with someone who you think could also benefit from this message. And as always, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen to this show. I think time is such a gift, and I'm very, very grateful for yours. I'll see you on Tuesday. Love you.